First email of the day is from Brandt Anderson. Do you think the Pokemon movie will be a sleeper hit? This film wasn't on my radar, but each trailer has got me more and more into it. It also doesn't appear to have any significant competition when it is released, and the films that are, Hustle and John Wick 3, are counter programming to the main audience. How successful do you think the film will be?
Well, first of all, yeah, the new Pokemon trailer, and by the way, it's not called Pokemon, it's Detective Pikachu. I understand why we're calling it a Pokemon movie, because it's a Pokemon movie. Yeah, Pika Pika. By the way, last night I played that trailer in bed, and Anne was there with me. She said, "Oh, hey, let's check this out." And the moment when Ryan Reynolds goes, Pika Pika, she almost cried. Like, she almost cried. She thought that was so adorable. And it was adorable overload. But anyway, the new trailer dropped last night, and I got to tell you what, I thought it was great. I thought it was just as fun and entertaining as the first one. I'm not a Pokemon guy at all, but I thought, like, that first trailer caught us by surprise, really impressed us. This trailer has done no different for me. I think it looks fantastic, but it brings up a question. Look, when they first start talking about a Detective Pikachu movie, how well do you think it's going to do? And really, probably expectations were about here. But the emailer brings up a really good question, Rob. Could it be this thing could really, really surprise? Like, how big could this movie actually end up being? First of all, what did you think about the trailer? And then how big do you think this movie could actually end up being?
Well, first of all, I like the trailer a lot. And I don't know if you saw this, but there's also another promo thing with Blake Lively, his wife, and him.
I did not see that.
It's hilarious. I mean, the fact that they got Blake Lively, his wife, to be in this, it's a promo trailer where he talks about using method acting techniques to get into the role of Pikachu.
Oh my God.
It's hilarious. And I again, he's taken a little bit of his Deadpool marketing savvy and he's applying it to this Pikachu movie. And I have to say, first of all, I think the reason it's going to be a huge hit is, like, people like us are like, I'm not going to go see a Pokemon movie. But once you see the trailer, you're like, I got to see that Pokemon movie, and it's meta and weird. And I think it's brilliantly conceived. And Ryan Reynolds is Pikachu. Everything about this movie makes me want to see it. I mean, it's probably, I dare say it, maybe I'm going overboard, but it could be the Who Framed Roger Rabbit of the new generation.
Wow.
Yeah.
The interesting thing about this is that in many ways, and by the way, Rob, could I have you turn your headphones down just a bit?
Ooh, sure. Sorry.
It feels like this isn't even really a Pokemon movie. It feels like the trailers feel like a movie that one of the big elements of it is that Pokemon are real in that world. So it doesn't really feel like the traditional Pokemon movie. And I think that was a brilliant move, because I think if you did a traditional Pokemon movie, you're actually not going to attract that big of an audience. And that's just the reality. You do a movie this style, though, and you're going to get out the Pokemon fans. You're going to get out the people, like you were saying, Robert, like you and me, who may not be interested in a Pokemon movie, but this looks really good. And it was just a stroke of genius from the marketing. Because let's be honest here. Like, everybody always says, it reminds me a lot of the Power Rangers stuff. A lot of people said for years, oh my God, if you make another Power Rangers movie, it's going to be $1 billion film.
Right.
And what we would do is we would point out, well, guys, let's look at the history of the Power Rangers movies that were in the box office, and they dropped off amazingly, and they really weren't that impressive results. But everybody still insisted it'd be $1 billion film. Of course, it came out, it lost the studio tons of money. Then we got a lot of people saying, oh my God, if you make a Pokemon movie now, it'll be huge. Well, let's look. There have been 3 North American theatrically released Pokemon movies, okay? Let's take a look at them. The first one was Pokemon the movie. The first movie it was called. It came out, I believe, in 1999. This is worldwide numbers. Worldwide, it made $163 million. Then the second one came out 1 year later, called Pokemon 2000, the movie. Made less money, made $133 million. Then they thought, let's put out another one. And they put out another one in 2001 or 2002 called Pokemon 3, the movie. And worldwide, it made $68 million. So historically, statistically speaking, you got nothing to point at to say that a Pokemon movie would be a guaranteed big hit. This is eerily similar to the Power Rangers situation, where you had these older Power Rangers movies, massive decline in interest. People weren't all that interested in it. We got the same thing here now. However, I don't think that this Pokemon movie is going to suffer the same fate as the most recent Power Rangers movie. Because whereas that Power Rangers movie was definitively a Power Rangers movie and all they seemed to try to appeal to were the original Power Rangers fans. And I actually, by the way, ended up liking the new Power Rangers movie. I don't know. I never thought I would, but I actually ended up enjoying it. But still, they really only targeted those original fans of it. And as a result, it ended up losing them lots of money. The big difference, of course, here, going back to what you said once again, Rob, is that this Pokemon movie, this Detective Pikachu, they are appealing to the original fans, but it feels like these trailers weren't designed for the original fans. It feels like they knew just have Pikachu saying Pika Pika and you'll get the original fans. Now let's make the rest of the trailer to really appeal to the average movie going on and say, okay, forget the fact that it's Pokemon. Forget that it's Pokemon. Doesn't it just look like a good, fun movie? And we as audience members are going, hell yeah, it does. Now I'll tell you what, I think this movie could be an $80 million opening movie. I think this movie could be an $80 million opening movie.
I'm with you. I just hope they don't miss the marketing campaign. You know the character Mewtwo?
Yes.
Hashtag Mewtwo.
Mewtwo. Will they have
Mewtwo movement?
And will they have him versus, will they go back to the first one and have him versus his doppelganger? I don't know. We'll have to see. But I know a lot of the original Pokemon fans, when Mewtwo shows up at the end of that trailer from last night, I know there were a lot of original Pokemon fans who were very, very excited. Everybody else is like, it's a cat. But to a lot of other people, it was like, it's Mewtwo. So again, a very, very good job of appealing to both the original fans and trying to appeal to the average movie going on at the same time. They are balancing this marketing campaign really well, and it looks great. And I think this thing could be huge.
Yeah, me
I think
too.
it can be absolutely huge. So,
question. So this is
Yes.
this is a movie that is catered towards adults and kids alike. Like, what is this rated?
it feels like it. I got to guess it's going to be PG-13.
It's for the kid
Okay.
in all of us, Ashley.
Yeah, but some of them are very they're rated PG for kids, for parents
Right.
to take their children. I thought this movie wasn't on my radar, so I figured it was something like that. But now that I'm seeing little glimpses of it, it looks kind of like made for adults.
They should do versions of this movie with every ratings, and they can say we've got to have them all, so they can be rated PG. Sorry,
Gotta have them all. Very, very funny. All right. What do you guys think? How big do you guys think at home that this movie could be? And what do you think of the trailers so far? Do you agree with us that they're really great and impressive? Or are you thinking, they're not really doing it for me? Jump down in the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.